Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Notice out, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you won fairly with your words. It is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I will choose them with care. Will you accompany us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Okay, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and yeah, our discussion regarding the Doman refugees. So back to the governmental area of Uldahn. A pleasure, Serenia. We others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doman, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doman, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant?
Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Uldahn is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Alphinaud Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldahn. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domans Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldahn's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, Accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Telegy was interesting here. Alphinaud just said he was not known to be generous. Well, he appeared very generous. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. But I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Okay. So, what do we do now? That obviously didn't work. I mean, Lord Lolorito, nothing he said was wrong. And I get his position, but still, these people need immediate help, and just say nope it's an asshole move. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Uldahn is not an option. Nor are Limsa or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of a great nations. Infilia? That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision. I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not when my people suffer. Would it be out of question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal for you here. Out of it, Master Alphinaud. The headquarters of my orders, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Modona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comfort of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear words said against our beloved Uldahn, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphinaud, once again, I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and the present condition. Mayhap the Uldahn Adventurers Guild can be of assistance? Look for me there anon, Serenia. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. This look for me there from Alphinaud just now was a typical game moment. In any sane world you would go together. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momody has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time that they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Thanks, Momody. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle. General, is there what the immortal flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Whereas a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When governance fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it's the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Uldahn, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? Mistress Momody is quite right. There's much to be done, Serenia. I would like you to visit Gigion, the 77th caravan representative in Scorpion Crossing, to ensure that everything goes according to plan. Okay, Gigion. Welcome, madame, welcome. May I say what an honor and a privilege it is to serve you. Our finest carriage has been set aside for your use. Each will be driven by a highly experienced coachman, save for one. Beg pardon, why not all of them? Well, there was an incident, you see. Nothing bad, I hasten to add, and I had no choice but to discipline the fellow responsible. Alas, he proved unduly discouraged by this, and elected to leave our employ. Pity, really. He was so familiar with the route in question. Why, under different circumstances, this was very like that I would have chosen him to oversee this very caravan. A thought occurs to me. You are an accomplished adventurer, are you not? Then mayhap you could go to the Coffin and persuade the fellow in question to return? Needless to say, noble madam, I would never suggest such a thing were it not in your best interest. It's just that a venture of such import would seem to me to demand the very best. Would you not agree? Okay, Coffin is Central Fanalan. Okay. Lead your van. Bugger off, my driving days are done. Gideon saw to that. Wouldn't listen when I tried to tell him what happened. Reported to the blades, he says. Was the goddamn blades what took me stuff in the first place. To him it's all excuses and whining, of course. Tells me I've got to pay for the missing goods out of my own bleeding pocket. The nerve of that bastard. I bet only the stuff has got robbed. They even took me ring and was gonna give it to me last, you know? But what... Does he give two shites about me and what I lost? Does he bollocks? Give a wordless, leave it to me. Huh? You mean to say you'll take care of it? Give us stuff back and everything? Praise for 12. Things are finally starting to look up. I hear tell the horse sons take it all to somewhere in Norfolk as well. Shouldn't be too hard to find. It ain't like they got to hide their doings, being blades and all. But you'd best be careful, miss. They ain't like to return what they took just cause you asked politely. Norfolk as well is back in Western Fanalan. Down there in the riverbed. I don't like your face, Missy. Makes me want to do things to it, and I reckon me mates feel the same way. Ain't that right, lads? Okay, let's do something to your faces then. That's okay. Let's help the other guy. Let's help our fellow wet mage out. I hear it, it's all yours. Just don't hurt me, please. And once again, back to the cover and cover. Oh, it's you. Any luck finding when blades would robbed me? Yep. 12, bless you, miss. Now I can settle me accounts with Gideon. I'll make me way to Scorpion Crossing straight away. Looking forward to working with you. Okay, and I report as well. The woman of the hour. I hoped you might persuade him to return, but to go so far as to recover the stolen shipment, I must say that was a welcome surprise. Pray inform Master Alphinaud that our preparations are complete, and we await his orders. No further delays, I trust. Excellent. I should leave more tasks in your capable hands. On which note, the hourglass is now ready to receive the Domans, which means our next order of business is to ensure the safe passage to Uldahn. Okay, but we begin that thing next time, okay? As we speak, the Domans are being ferried to Western Bay, after which they will be transported by carriage to Uldahn. Alas, while our plans have proceeded relatively smoothly until now, efforts to coordinate the refugees' preparations have met with less success. Serenia, I would have you return to Western Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever needs to be done, do it. Speak with Horzan when you arrive. He's been designated the leader of the first group. Yeah, as I just said, we go there next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.